and record it to the cloud so we can make this available. This is being recorded. This is being recorded for you so that you're able to use this information later. And those that hear you or see you that might be having the same problem already have a resource in which they can tap into. I want to summarize just a little bit. You've got the ability to sense with all of your body multiple fields. And it's an amazing thing when you begin understanding that your skin, your body, you're one of the only things in the room that will maintain the temperature of 98 degrees or above. Plants will maintain, the cores of trees, 72 degrees. Anywhere in any region, a majority of plants maintain a particular temperature. You maintain a particular temperature with no thought of your own. You regenerate every part of your body. And what's incredible now is we're measuring the field of our body. We're measuring the heart field, that your heart field is magnetic, it's electric, it has all of these different regions that it can affect. When the Dalai Lama comes to town, the crime rate falls based on, we've done the studies over and over again, multiple times. Beautifully, people have been able to meditate and see the effects in the room. Joe Dispenza's team, Craig Braden's team, Nassim Haramein, Stephen Hawking's, all of these researchers, Heart Math Institute, are showing what the different layers of your body, and they're giving it different names. And it's really exciting to share how many different parts there are to you all together. I'm going to see if I can share my computer screen for a second and bring up some of these pictures that I pulled out. Let's see if we can figure out how to share the screen. It'll take me a second. And if you've got your hand up, or if you want to ask questions in particular for yourself, this is for you. This Wednesday night Zoom meeting, it is for miracle makers, and we are generating the ability to give to you more and more. The mission of miracle makers is for you to know who you actually are and what it is about you that's here to make miracles. No one else can do what you're here to do. And when you fully engage with all of your different layers of your body, the different layers of your heart, the different layers of your possibility, it's so extraordinary what can open up for you. The more that you can believe in yourself, the more that you can access and give language and words to the aspects of you that no one else has, the more you can stay connected in the field of trust, in the field of knowing that there's something greater than yourself that is being created by you every time you're having a thought or sharing sharing a field. And the way that you share the field is by having an emotion. And an emotion is energy in motion. I'm going to keep talking as I'm bringing up different screens for us. Let's see. And you're going to see my sort of...
Barbara, words are said.
Oh. Hi, Barbara. We can hear you, or whoever's talking to Barbara. Oh, and I'm going to... I've gone to mute everyone. I'm all excited. I'm so glad you're here. There's no one like you. And so when you're not somewhere, you don't know what the energy's like until you fully arrive there. And then you can truly know the difference that you're making truly, truly making when you show all of yourself into a room or bring every part of your energy in motion. So let's see if I can share that screen. I hit share screen and pick my desktop. And then let me make sure everyone is muted. If you mute yourself, it's funny because I think people unmute themselves. Hi, Nadia. I'm so glad you're here. I think I'm going to go to my website because just in case I couldn't bring it up, we can bring it up for you here. And I love my website because you can search on it. And I'm going to search for energy bodies to show you all the different places that it shows up, because I want everything that I do to wind up being a source for you. And so let's see if I can move this on the screen a little bit more. So we did a search for energy bodies on my own website, and it shows this this hastily written article. I love getting things out to you, and so and I work very, very hard and dutifully because I want to serve to the greatest level that I can serve. These are the same thing. The torus that you're looking at right here, that my mouse is moving over, and I can't tell if you're seeing this. I'm assuming that you are. This torus right here is the field that your heart puts out. Your heart math shows this. And a little bit later on, I'm going to show you that what the field looks like, and literally when you can see in color. Just like last night, I was at a movie premiere at Sony, this beautiful movie, Final Portrait. There they had some media up with these pictures, the flat 2D pictures showing 3D images. I knew how to adjust my eyes so I could see what was behind that. You have the possibility to see toroidal fields in the mirror, waves of energy from yourself when you look at yourself. You can also notice when your body's, but an organ or anything like that is out of order. And so your energy, you can feel it. Everything connects on so many levels. And when you look at this image of an electron with the nucleus, it's so important to imagine it in 3D where it's moving and there's motion, and all of you literally is moving right now. Even though it feels like you're static in a room, we're on an earth that is rotating around the sun. There's molecules in your body that are rotating around your particular feelings, your heart, your emotions. And the magnetic field, the energy field that you are, is so extraordinary. Again, this is for you on my website as a resource. And I love for you to fully understand this is just language given to energies that you are, that show up in nerve bundles. Whenever you're feeling a little bit shaky about your resources, your finances, about being somewhere that you feel totally trusted, your root chakra is affected. You're drawn to and notice things that will help you feel more connected or more sense of belonging. So your root chakra and your sacral chakra, both, the base of who you are, these nerve bundles connected to your reproductive organs, to how you eliminate, and also to your kidneys and your adrenal glands. All of this, these rooted energies when you have the same thoughts over and over again, but are not becoming or taking action in them to create a solution for yourself, those areas of your body retain energy. They retain discomfort. They retain a dis-ease of sorts. And so many men who aren't able to process emotions wind up having, and they have found this over and over again in the research, prostate, and 98% of men will have prostate concerns. The 2% that don't tend to be very transparent and emotional. Women, and especially young women these days, are having a lot of discomfort and disorders in their uterus and with their fallopian tubes and with the ovaries. And part of the reason that they're having that is when you have to be a certain way for people to approve of you or for you to feel comfortable. And I used to be an approval junkie. I wanted to be of service, and I wanted you to approve of me. That it was very, very important to me that I found ways that you would see me being in service to you, and you would sort of give me an energetic check mark. If someone wasn't giving me the energetic check mark, or if I could read their bodies, then I would wind up really emotionally affected and wanting, desperate even, to get them to like me. Many of us have this disorder syndrome, and so your bladder, your kidneys, retaining of water, digestive functioning, all of that is affected when your root chakra or your sacral chakra are not in order. If your personal power, which is the solar plexus, is constantly being overtaken by others, and only I can allow someone else to overtake my energy center or my power, and only you can choose to give your power away. As a woman that was born in Pakistan, then in grew up much of the time in Louisiana, I consider myself a Southern belle. I can throw on an accent at any moment, whether it's the Indian or the Pakistani accent or the Southern belle accent. I was really into subservient, serving the masculine, being pleasing to other behavior. And I didn't know what I didn't know until I gave language to it, and I did energy work in those regions of my body to really clarify who I wanted to be now, rather than who I was in the past, especially when for women and men both, before the age of 9, before the age of 10, how the world shows up for you is how your body really multiplied out and shares itself. And so if you always had a pleasing nature, we're taught to serve, subservient, or you witnessed it over and over again from your mom and dad or from those around you, a lot of energy, breathing work, solar plexus, deep breathing into your abdomen. And a little bit later on, we're going to do a meditation to really align our bodies, our different energy bodies, our auric body, each of our chakras. We're going to go in. I really want you to know that all of this energy that has collected in your body, and it's so important that your body has neurons, intelligence all over it, in every one of your organs. Heart Math Institute went on to find that your organs, your heart, produces a field all the way around it. And this field is extraordinary. That field does for you is creates in so many different ways. I'm looking for the image that will help us go to the next level of understanding, sort of seeing what heart math shares. And so right here on my own website, I'm going to Google, because I know the images that I want to share, the Heart Math Institute image. Let's see what shows up there. The Science of Miracles and Manifestation. It's if most of what you learned and multiplied out was before you fully understood language and what you were and are, it's quite extraordinary that when you start breathing into your belly, into these organs, that your body, your auric bodies, your endocrine organs, your chakras, your neurons, your intelligence, you can change your personal reality. You can change your body, because you can now see in the energy field. It's a funny way to say that, but you can experience it. And this image right here of the golden baby with the papyrus is part of a lot of papyruses, and part from the temple, which really shows that when you're a baby, you have the potential to be so much. This baby is being nursed by its mother. The mother is being supported on either end by, she's claimed by one man, his hand is on her, another man. Everything is in symbols so that we can understand it, so we can interpret it for ourselves. The symbol that's at her nose is the breath of life, or the force of life is being inhaled in her. She's doing the most sacred thing that a woman can do, and each of them are doing the most sacred thing a man or a woman can do in this scenario. They're giving and feeding to the continuity of life. This baby is golden because it has the potential to be whatever it is that it's designed to be. The clothing on each one of these is representing all the different intelligences that they have available to them, each of them unique, each of them healing, each of them giving to the continuity of life. Most of us were not given till the age of 9 or 10, or the age of our own reason, this absolute trust, this absolute faith that our particular needs would be met. Many of us had to learn how to be very, very resourceful in so many different ways. And so even our organs, it's amazing that our organs have this amazing energy in them. It's your reproductive organs have the energy, and your lower root chakras have, every time you're trusting, you're putting out an energy field. Every time you're autonomous or you take initiative, and the initiative might be something like saying, my heart is beating out of my chest, but I'm standing here because I really want to connect with you and for you to get whatever it is that I can give you in this moment. That when kids can do that, a kid can tell you, oh, I'm all kinds of nervous, or I'm all kinds of happy, or look at me, I was just swinging. There is an intelligence that comes online. And for you to really step into the spirit of all that you're here to be and all that's available for your body, you've got to start somewhere with trusting, with being your autonomous self, with initiating, exactly sharing what's happening on the inside, having courage to share what you really truly want. And those areas of industry industry, meaning you're working from this natural state within yourself to create something that's meaningful to you and not based on what is just for society or just to accumulate. And so I love that we're going through these. There's one particular image that I want to show you from Heart Math, which I love. I love Einstein, who really, Greg and I, Greg, my husband, and I were just talking about this. It's imagination is your preview of life's coming attractions, and not, this is the image that I really want you to see, where there's two auric fields. And this is a measurable field that Heart Math Institute can, you can have your own field showing up for you. And in every area, let's say my husband is the blue one and I am the yellow one in this image, wherever I'm damaged, wherever I'm hurt, my auric field is entangled with his auric field, and he will say the words, or he will say the energy that requires there to be a healing for me. I'm going to create for him the words or the language for his auric field, his energy field. Again, this is Heart Math Institute is showing that your heart is putting out a cohesive, resonant field. When you're healed and whole, these are resonant, cohesive fields. And when two of like mind get together, so beautiful, because you can see it in the Heart Math image right here. When two people agree with their senses, with their auric bodies, with their energy bodies on something, what they're agreeing about comes about. And so if I come home and I complain to my husband, and over again, he is feeling, empathizing, sensationalizing all that we've been through, then we're creating more and more of that with our energy, with our hearts, with our bodies into the field. And our organs, each of our organs, every part of our body is so special and so fabulous. It retains all of this energy. And it retains the intelligence. It's something that can be tested in my hair. It can be tested in my bones. It can be tested in your saliva, stress, all of these different ways, thoughts, processes that you've been through. That stuff is remembered by your body, and your mind can be thinking one particular thought, but the rest of your body is going to fully engage. And in particular, your right brain processes all of the energy in the field. The right half of your body is sensing it, is picking it up. The left half of your brain is putting it into language. And most of us are stuck somewhere in our language centers until we gain more language for the experiences that we've had in our life. And so if you're remembering something and that memory keeps coming up over and over again. So in my experiences, I had a very hard time being Pakistani because so much pain in my life had come from me being Pakistani, or it wasn't from being Pakistani, it was from all of the ways the society that thus far had arranged itself. I had an arranged marriage at 14. My parents very young when my mom married, very young when my dad married my mom was 14, my dad was 28, a very young mom. And they had an arranged marriage, and just like everyone else in my family, I had an arranged marriage. I made sure no one else had that experience. But in the process of that, I had a lot of physical abuse and a lot of near-death experiences. And so there were points in there in the physicalness of it that I would understand the energy because I was connected to God, and I would see how I had created this to bring out aspects of myself, to stand up, to change the field. You and I are living. Every birth has to go through the traumas that all of society has not yet dealt with. Every birth, your birth, my birth, is here to readjust, to add to the continuity of life. Your life, the miracle that you are, is here to really help make whole some trauma that has happened, and also where those two fields interact, where how another person shows up for you, where the field interacts, is where the greatest possibility is. If all the time, over and over again, we're using our auric fields, our energy bodies, our different parts of ourselves, our consciousness, to hold a greater vision, and we're acting courageously, and we're acting industrious with even believing there's a solution. If we're labeling every one of our traumas to add to the continuity of life, it's so extraordinary what's possible. And right now, heart math has only researched and studied our heart. There are many different organizations all around that are studying our collective fields. And then there is so much research. Chinese medicine has now shared that all of the meridians, all of the different bodies exist within us. And after this little part that I share here, I'm so happy to start each of us reading and going into each of these different points for you in particular. If you're, and I'm so grateful that you're part of Miracle Makers Academy. I'm seeing so many that are part of that and the coaching program. And if you are a guest of mine in this Miracle Makers Academy, I'm so grateful that you're here, and I'd love to tell you how to become even more involved with Miracle Makers Academy. Right now, the only readings that I'm doing are those that are already coaching with me, or those that are donating to Unstoppable Foundation. We are raising $25,000 for Unstoppable. And so I know if you want to work with me, there's a place on my website that you type in Unstoppable, you make a donation of $250. You get a reading with me, you make a donation of $1,000. You get a whole lot of great stuff from myself and the community that I'm part of that are raising education for children in villages in sub-Saharan Africa. Miracle Makers Academy, I'm so glad you're here, everybody, and we'll read. And this part that we're going into next is what I'm really going to be sharing. Again, your heart puts out a field. These colors and these images that your field, once you start looking for them, or once you start feeling your emotions, and giving colors, sensations, asking your body, asking your organs what they're feeling, and you can begin putting that into words. Anytime you're suffering, truly suffering, it usually has to do with the root of who you are, those first three chakras. Your gut is your second intelligence, And much of your wellness, all of the organs that live in those lower parts, have to do with trust. Much of the world is in fear. Much of you is in fear in certain areas. And when you feel a sensation of fear that you're suffering or just getting by, and if you can find a purpose for that, that suffering can be translated into surrender. So I didn't recognize how often I felt shame or guilt or grief or fear. And I recognized at some point I was addicted to my emotions. I heard Joe Dispenza say this, and it's so brilliant. He said, if you have an emotion, the amount of time it lasts in your body is 2 minutes. The proteins only last, a new emotion, a new sensation, a new thing only lasts for 2 minutes. If you cannot stop an emotion after 2 minutes, you are addicted to it. And you are addicted for most of us before we had the age of reason. And to break an addiction, it takes effort to get into a flow energy in that addiction. So if you're in a relationship with someone and you feel a great deal of stress or tension, or you're in a work environment and you can't stop the emotion after 2 minutes, you've got to get up and go for a walk, and you've got to build inner trust, inner resourcefulness around that. You've got to really do the work. And that work is like doing push-ups or sit-ups. Emotionally, it takes a lot of work to break an addiction. Truly, this image that goes here with Heart Math Institute, you are calling out from the environment the exact things that you require healing on. Much of that required healing came before you had language and may have come before you were even born. I helped heal a family trauma of girls not getting married. No girl that I know of has gotten married before 18, which I think is at least that age is really, really great. About 18, that's a family trauma that I healed in my birth process and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful my sisters and my cousins didn't have to go through that. Every time I share my story effectively and from a space of courage, I help men and women both recognize that might not be the best choice for their daughters and sons going forward. And so I helped heal that my birth, my whole processing, every time that emotion or that shame or that fear came up that lasted for longer than 2 minutes, I had to do the push-ups, the sit-ups internally, the breathing, the walking, the shifting, the not talking for me in particular, and move through that emotion so that I could add a living flow force to the continuity of life and to ultimate consciousness that's possible. And earlier I shared that if I had been courageous, from the youngest age, my desire was to serve, to help, and I would be in service in a brighter, bolder way had I been bold from the get-go, had I known my energy, had I not taken things personally, had I understood that everything is giving me feedback. And some of the major traumas we collectively have to go through in society, and collectively society has to do the push-ups and has to do the energy work. Martin Luther King did the energy work with his words, I have a dream. This is what I dream of. And he shared the vision, and collectively we've now experienced a president that many people thought would never be possible, that a man of color could be president in the United States. Collectively, we're healing the trauma around women, and we're making it possible for there to be a female president, or the Me Too movement. Collectively, society, all of us is going through this trauma. All the different kinds of non-resource, the shortcoming ways that we have in the world, the way competitiveness, other than making ourselves better so that we can play with those around us better. That true energy, we're collectively living through that to jump into flow as a collective society. A part of me is so grateful for everything that we've gone through as a society, because we're here. So many of us are imagining the new world and remaking ourselves, doing the push-ups, being courageous to share our own stories in order to create willingness or neutrality and these love, joy, expanded spaces. And so many of us are releasing judgment and being the love that we wish to see in the world, or the friend, or the forgiveness that we wish to see. And even if someone comes at us with competitive energy or hurtful energy, by holding that space of seeing the purposefulness of it. And again, only we can do our sit-ups and push-ups and our spiritual work to bring whatever it is. Every emotion is a protein that processes through us for 2 minutes. If we cannot process it in 2 minutes, then we are going through an energy field that is creating an addictive result into society. And no one can do it for you. Either your organs are going to do it, and dis-ease and discomfort is going to come to the world, or you're going to do it by sitting and feeling it and bringing it to courage and those higher elevated fields. And so with that, I'm going to start doing readings, and I'm just so grateful that you're here. I noticed that there's 3 chat notes that went up. Dr. Sarah, will there be a replay? It's a lot of info for my brain to remember. Yes. As soon as we can get through it, we can, meaning as soon as, again, I'm just so busy. I have so many beautiful, grateful, so many people that I'm working with and serving and helping in so many areas, that as soon as we can, we will put that up. And Miracle Makers Academy, anyone who's in that, it's $10 a month to be part of the Academy, and we make sure you have plenty of time with me on a regular basis within the Academy. Anyone who's in the group coaching program, again, access as much as possible. And then I do full days with those that can come out to LA or have the means apply and go through. We set up time for you to spend the day with me and literally move your energy bodies and your physical body so that you can fully understand the purpose of everything in your life that you want to give words and purpose to, and we remake you. So yes, there will be replays for this. And then Kathleen said, you are one strong kick-ass lady, which I can could donate. Unfortunately, I can't right now. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Well, what's interesting, throughout my life, over and over again, I've been able to start with nothing and rebuild. And I know how to do that. And I think some of my most resourceful times were the times that I had to come up, and they drew out a special kind of intelligence in me. I've gone through Hurricane Katrina, where my family rebuilt, and we lost a great deal of wealth in Hurricane Katrina from Louisiana. Again, as a kid going through, in college, I had 3 jobs to put myself through college, and my parents put me through med school, which I'm so, so grateful for. It's such an extraordinary experience to have, but to that ability to rebuild yourself, to remake yourself, to internally be resourced. And I completely understand. So thank you for saying, and I hope we do meet someday as well. Coming out to Los Angeles, June 1st, we're going to host a massive party for my husband. We love to give from our overflow. For my birthday, we gave out papyruses that came from Egypt, and all of these oils and hero activations, the March 5th birthday, and great music and great yummies. For his birthday, we're doing something special June 1st. If you want to plan it, come out here. We'd love to spoil you on. It's actually June 2nd. His birthday is June 1st, but the event is on June 2nd. And all you have to do is RSVP to me, and you're invited, because you're part of this experience right now. And we'd love to give to you from our overflow. So Nadia, I'm so glad you're here. I'm unmuting you. Let's see if I can click on the icons and mute audio. Nadia, can you hear me? Oops. Yay. Let's see if we can hear you, Nadia. Okay, it's staying muted, but we'll go to, hi. I know you can hear me. I'm going to say your first initial, N, and your second initial. And you're from a neighboring city. So if you want to stay anonymous, you can stay anonymous. You have I'm going to call you Mermaid. Mermaid, are you in the house?
I love. I am sorry. I'm doing things while we're talking.
How are you?
Multitasking. I'm well. It's so beautiful to see you, honey.
Thank you. It's so awesome. What can we answer for you?
Me?
Yes. Is there anything you want to do here? Any aha that you want to share as you've been multitasking for the group?
No, I mean, I think personally, just working on my solar plexus, that always seems to come up. And yeah, just really standing in my personal power, and just hearing what you said earlier about, when we have experiences reflected back to us at a young age and we're multiplying those cells out. I think that's probably where mine stems from, as well as past lives and all that stuff. But yeah, I'm just continually working to open and expand and release that section. So if you have any insight on that.
Yeah, I think what comes in really strongly for you is right now having things digestively that make a lot of sense for you, that will help build your willpower. So I'm going to say this another way. I think you've got to limit the amount of time that you take in food and take in nourishment to build your personal willpower, that solar plexus, and start receiving nutrients from your energy body to help break the old patterns. And I love you so much, and we've been working together, and you have such an extraordinary life, such an amazing thing. Jennifer Aniston, when she was told that she had to drop 10 pounds to get a particular role, she'd been trying for years and years and years. She wound up getting Friends out of that. And I would really recommend that this willpower, you're limiting the amount of time that you eat, will be the frequency shift in your vibration that harnesses your trust and your willpower giving to your heart and to the rest of your body. The chakras are, so you've got the yellow chakra is the willpower, the sun, so that the other part of this, really drinking in the sun. This is what your body said at sunset and stepping into gratitude. So I'd love for you to limit the amount of time that you eat. This is for you in particular. And then also to drink in the sun. And a regimen of 21 days. Don't limit what you eat. It's very specific of timetable, your willpower, and
So like an intermittent fasting program?
So I would say for 21 days, maybe only eat from I would say noon to 3 or 4 p.m., which seems
Noon to 3 or 4, okay.
But it teaches you to really stand and commit to your willpower. So you don't limit what you eat, but you only eat those. And I'm getting a confirmation that like 12 to 4. So you're spending most of your morning hungry. You're spending 12 to 4, and when there's the maximum amount of sun, taking in food, and then the rest of the time you're moving towards drinking sunlight. And what that means is your energy body is your heart, your love is providing the nourishment to the rest of your body. And for 21 days, it's a long time, but that to cultivate 21 days in a row that you're eating from 12 to okay. Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you.
I love you so much.
I love you too. Thank you, honey.
Bye for now. Nadia, I'm so glad your hand is up. Let's see if we can see.
Hey, I unmuted myself here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. I'm so glad.
Hello.
Hi, Nadia. Thank you for being part of the Academy, and I'm so glad you're here.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What can we do for you? What can I answer for you?
It's the same old, same old.
So what I feel is really important for you is for there to be a number of days that you're physically staying connected and stable and not moving. And it's been a little bit of time since that has happened, where you're stable in the same place, in the same location. And then the other thing is to go through a practice of giving a great deal of time to self-care and self-love during that time that you're very much in the same place over and over again. So I think I'd love for you to share what's happening there.
Wait, you want me to know? I'm not clear what you're asking, Dr. Sarah.
So I'm asking right there, are you staying stable in the same places?
No, we haven't figured out where to settle down.
So I'd love for you to pick a spot for, and again, the number 21 comes in, but from now till the end of the month at least, if not a little bit longer, till the end of April, where you're in the same place consistently, that you're settled in the same place for, till the end of April. It is very, very important. And so to make time and to make sure that you make, that will make a major difference. And then the other thing is during this time frame to really work on and bring in self-love, to do the things that you do for other people for yourself. And that the loving way that you show up everywhere shows up. It's so, so important. And so you haven't given yourself a time period to do the self-love work. And that self-love work shows up from the standpoint of asking yourself, what would I eat? And I think this is something you can do with your partner together. If you share over and over again, what if we loved ourselves to the maximum degree, what would we do now? And that becomes the main focus, not the past, not the future, but the right now moment. Both of you have broken hearts. It's really interesting because your heart is so much about him. I'm reading him in yours. His heart is so open at certain times in the most beautiful way that you can read and give to each other in the most loving way. And so you doing the self-love and that becoming the focus for both of you guys called the end of April is very, very important. Stay in the same location, somewhere that brings you a great deal of joy. And it's involved in not having to move or shift over and over again. The moving and shifting is not letting some of your new ideas and situations gel.
Encinitas, Hawaii, Bay Area.
It feels like the most healing space for you is SRF Center in Encinitas. That area right there, every day having, that is self-love to both of you guys. Encinitas, that area in particular. San Francisco, I think it's a little bit of, and even Los Angeles area would be good for you because you don't go to many places when you guys are in Los Angeles. It's really good for you guys to stay put in a physical location that's easy for you guys to be walking and exploring. So if it's the SRF Center sort of at the end of Sunset, or it's the SRF Center in Encinitas, the earth there, the transformation for you both happens. How would you behave if you loved yourself? Winds up being the question that you both ask each other. Would you be behaving this way if you loved yourself? What can we do to create more self-love together? And so the past starts shifting into the now moment. The most important thing is not to worry about the future, not to worry about the past, but to get into the now together is really, really important.
So not Hawaii for now either, then.
Not Hawaii for now either. Part of that is you need land base. And there, it's interesting. The bigger the land base it is, the better it is for you both.
Okay.
So Encinitas, a great deal of people congested area, people around you where you're focused on self-love, that you guys can be in the moment. SRF centers, really, really great. And again, it's not knowing people, not having a past in those spaces makes it really easy for you guys to fall into self-love together.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. Oh, Lena, I am so glad that you're here. And I'm so excited for you to watch this. Let's see, there's a couple people that raised their hands. I think Kathleen. Welcome, Kathleen. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, this is Lena.
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Sarah.
Oh, I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, I'm glad I can join you for a little bit.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to just see who else might leave the box for a second. What can we read for you?
Um, don't know. A few things going on. Like physically today, I'm pretty weak. Energy is pretty weak. It's the first day of my moon cycle.
Uh,
Yeah, and
it's extraordinary because in your energy field, you have been remaking yourself every day almost. It's
really.
like you're a new person every single day and very, very hopeful. So
Uh-huh.
this is a time for your body to fully relax and let
Mm-hmm.
yourself step into this amazing energy. You're going to a new place in your energy field.
Right.
Your heart is already there, your emotions are already there, and you're
Mm-hmm.
just physically about to move into it. So,
Mm-hmm.
so awesome
That is
that's
interesting. Yeah. And I think these days, I think you're right, especially this year, since the beginning of this year, 2018, almost every single day there's something happening. And I also start to keep a journal of my everyday, it's just like a simple desktop calendar. But every day I just write down a couple of sentences, like what's the highlight of the day. But almost every single day I can have something to be written down. Yeah, sometimes good, sometimes bad.
that's
But even for the bad things, I feel like there is a lesson to learn from there.
um, it's so great what's showing up in your energy field. And I have all of these like blank sheets of paper, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like your next day is a blank sheet of paper. And you've
Mm,
already, before you go to bed, before you're writing out what's going to happen. And
mm,
it's really extraordinary because you're learning so quickly around this. And I would
mm,
ask you to ask for more signs because
mm,
the more signs that come in, the
mm,
bigger things you will begin asking for and becoming part of.
mm,
It's interesting because I see real estate happening in your energy field too,
mm,
like something around real estate coming up very, very strongly. And
mm,
then it's interesting because a lot of people want to like there's an energy of people wanting to learn from you that's
mm,
coming up.
mm. Right. Right now, I'm still teaching yoga, and that's the every Saturday that's going on. It's my favorite time of the all weeks. I really enjoy, bringing people, sharing my exercise with other people, and see them becoming a better version of themselves, at least physically, emotionally. That's really like a reward for me.
That's
And
so beautiful.
right, work wise is still as busy as before. I'm in the office again, but yeah, it's all good. It's challenging. It's challenging work.
Give you a little bit of homework
Uh huh.
because if your body is coming back to life in so many shapes and so many forms, and when you're doing yoga, it's the most alive. It's like
Mm.
it loves it so much. I want you to apply a particular scent or a particular oil when you're doing yoga, and then
Mm-hmm.
I want you to use that throughout the week so that you're
Throughout the week.
throughout the week. So you're bringing that joy, that frequency, that energy with you into the rest of the week. So I
Right.
want you to still get that particular oil that you really resonate with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whole Foods with all of these, and a lot of local places have
Mm-hmm.
beautiful organic oils that you
Mm-hmm.
can apply. And I would go for you with orange blossoms or
Orange
cherry
blossom.
blossoms.
Yes, yes, yes. I love those.
Yes, the orange blossom scent because it's kind of what your body feels like and tingles into.
Right, right, right. Mm-hmm.
Does that
I'll
make
try that.
sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Is there anything I can answer for you?
Um, I think it's overall. I mean, this year I'm trying to work toward like a place for myself, like you can see, like real estate. And so maybe I can also help other people into these kind of things. Um,
So
I just want to get a
yeah,
maybe.
I
Sorry.
see you partnering with people to do real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's coming up. Yeah.
Right. I think it's very possible.
So yes, it's so possible. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Uh-huh.
being here. And it's such an important time. The work that you're doing is so, so important.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the yoga, not just establishing a relationship with someone else to do real estate with, but also this energy of you're imagining peace. Like your body field is sharing all of this. You're planning to bring peace back to a lot of
Mm-hmm.
different regions. So it's
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sarah.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I look forward to
Uh-huh.
the next time we connect. Thank you
Yes.
for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we had Kathleen. We'll try here. I know. Let's see. I think if you can, Kathleen, if you unmute yourself, we'll see what happens. If you and so we'll leave that for. Let's see how Karen, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm so, so glad you're here.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad I saw your message to be able to join you.
So lovely. So what can I answer for you?
You know, I kind of feel as if, as you've been talking, you've just kind of been helping me connect the dots that are kind of floating out in my auric field and kind of answering questions as, you know, they pop into my head and you'll answer them and another dot will be connected and it feels wonderful. I guess I can't even imagine what my question would be. Everything's really good. I'm, you know, in the midst of a lot of changes and I'm just flowing with it fine and staying present and being as comfortable as can be. And, you know, I'm releasing my addiction to frittering and being nervous and trying to do too much. And that's probably about it. But no, you've answered so many questions.
It's so, so beautiful. I love talking with you. And the energy that's coming up is, it's interesting. It's around your ankles and your feet. And there's more steps for you to take, is what's really coming in. You've got ideas that you're wanting to launch. And it's an important thing that you start launching. What does that mean to you?
I'm actually working on a lot of things. I'm a publicist, and I just spent most of the day putting together a proposal for a publishing company to help help publicize their authors. I'm also starting to work on my own book on how to do your own publicity from a reading at the Consciousness Expo I got from you. So that is in process. And things are dropping away. And so I, I'm never lost for ideas. So I don't know what else. So.
Awesome. So there's this thing around launching, and it's interesting because I think it's the title of your book, and sort of doing the pre-publicity into setting that into motion with your proposals. I'm going to say this another way, which I think is really important for you. Um, Part of the publicity platform has to include the title of your book and what you're working on as well, as you're sharing that with the different proposals that are going out. So I'll say that one other way: put together a picture, put together the whole composite of what your book is about, and launch that now, because it will help build trust in the areas that you're demonstrating need to be done in the proposal that you've written out.
Okay, that makes sense. I know one of the things that I am intending on doing is using the publishing company that I want to work with the authors, to use that publishing company to actually publish my book and take it out from her as well. And it also just occurred to me also, I've also just wrote a proposal, and we're also we're in movement. We're going to be meeting with a charter school with about 40 schools in California, Washington, and Tennessee to go in and teach the kids mindfulness and how to feel safe in unsafe times. And they are very excited about it, and we are very excited about it, and I will be doing the publicity for it, and the other partners will be doing the training.
It's so beautiful. So I love most of where you're going is visual. I'm going to say that in another way. Just like when I was at the Oscars, I could see the best results had I had the boldest version of me showing up. The best results for you is making sure you have everything visual, so that as you're explaining what you're explaining, you've got a visual that goes with it for these proposals that are coming in. They need the visuals.
Okay, I completely understand that. I know that's how I manifest. And if I can't see the visual, I can't speak it out. So.
Right. And so making sure you bring the visual and you show and demonstrate the visual.
Okay, wonderful.
Awesome. Yay.
Yay.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I might have muted you too soon. Anything else you want to add?
No, not at all. Just thank you for the work you do in the world. I can speak for all of us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful I get to do it. And I know we're recreating our world right now. So it's really beautiful. Thank
Yes. Thank you.
Welcome. We've got it's a 928 number. Hello. Can I answer?
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Who am I speaking?
It's Grace.
Hi.
This is.
Oh, I'm so glad you called. I really wanted you to be have access, and so I'm so glad you're here. And every time I tap into your energy field, things are changing.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to talk about anything right now that you want to talk about to get clarity on?
Yes, I'm actually having a pretty big challenge at the moment, which is that I came to Mexico to work on a project for 3 months, which is an interview series. And I'm staying with a friend in a tiny little town where nobody speaks English and I don't speak Spanish. And it's been a really good arrangement because my friend also works on the computer all day. And so we had been planning to spend the weekdays here in the house working on the computer all the time and then do some exploring on the weekends. But she recently, well, just yesterday, decided she has to leave because her mother is sick. So she's going to be gone for pretty much the whole time that I'm here. And so my first reaction was to want to move to a little town that's by public transportation. It's about 2 hours from here because it's more of an international, metaphysical, hippie type town where there would be a potential to be able to meet people. Whereas here, I'm going to be in total and complete isolation 24/7. However, it's not looking promising as far as finding a room because people don't want to rent for just 3 months. And it's also much more expensive there than here, and I can't afford it. And the strange thing about the timing of all this is that I just signed the contract yesterday with my admin to start working on my interview series today. And so now if I back out, I have to pay for the summit, even though I'm locked into it. And
It's amazing because you're making yourself do it. And Grace, the part that's most important for you is when you invite people to come visit you, they will come visit, and you can do weekend excursions with them. Or this is what you really wanted, was time to work on it. And you've got the part of what, so there's a great deal of prosperity that's happening in your energy field to give you this space all to yourself to do it.
Sarah, I have been, the biggest problem in my life for so many years has been isolation.
Yeah.
And what happens when I'm alone is that I go into fear. And it's been amazing for the past few weeks of being here that I'm finally having an experience of not being in fear because I'm not alone. And what happens when I get fearful is that I'm not grounded and I can't focus, and then it makes it very hard to accomplish anything. And I'm starting to go into fear now that this is happening. And also, like, there's only one other white person in this town, and she got robbed yesterday. So, you know what I mean? Like, all my fears are coming up right when I'm supposed to be starting, and I really don't want to be alone. Like, so I understand what you're saying, but it's like emotionally, I need to have some sort of nurturance and sustenance emotionally.
Come be with you. Who can you
Pardon
invite?
me?
Who can you invite to come be with you?
Well, I've actually already invited a lot of people and nobody can come. It's basically like everybody has jobs and they have this and that and the other, like people can't get away. There's one woman who really wants to come, but not until June. And that's when my housemate will be back by then.
And because of the situation with your housemate, you don't actually know how long she's going to be gone, even though the dates have been set up. Whereas she might, given the way things happen, she could be coming back. And so this is to break your addiction. This is really, no one else can do it for you. This is the breakthrough and really stepping into. And this year, every step of the way has been trusting deeper, breaking through another fear, and the result that you wanted opened for you. And so you are living through every trauma that you didn't grow stronger than or take full possibility around. And so the second you break the addiction to this emotion of fear and this particular flavor or taste of fear, it's someone's going to be able to come and be with you, or else your roommate is back. And it's going to be miraculous in the way that it shows up. But no one can do the lifting for you. No one can do the push-ups and sit-ups emotionally, energetically, that you've got to do. And this is every step of the way this year has been about trust and growing more trusting and growing more trusting and growing more capable and growing. And this is the biggest addiction thus far that you've had to break.
It's fear.
Which is this fear and this commitment. It's been hard to get completion. And so to get to completion in this area is really, really important. What completion means is for your business, for the rock star version of yourself. In my story, it's the Oscar winning version of myself, to be the one that's seen most within me. The artist, the rock star, the whatever label you would give yourself, that version of yourself, to be the one that's showing up so you can make the major difference in the world. This is, so you have to complete this work now or lose the money and move moving is not really an option.
Right. No,
And
I
so,
have to do it. I'm not considering not doing it.
right. So you have to do it. Letting go the idea that you could move and be safer somewhere else.
It's not about being safer. It's about, I need to have people. I can't be that alone. I just can't be alone 24/7 every day for 3 months.
Right.
I just can't do it.
Right. But now, as soon as we said that, everything is prophetic. Everything that you're saying is produce a result. And it's funny because I know you've taken the Joe Dispenza and you've done the highest degree of emotional and scientific training possible. So this is for everyone else to really, you're held to a higher standard in this conversation. And I feel permission to really, really just lay it on so strongly. Grace. Everything that you're resisting is creating in the energy field. But you're prophetic. You are creating. You're a master creator. You're a master in your field. And yes, this fear is coming up so that you can really step into total surrender. And so your actions are, I'm going to invite people over and over again. I'm going to do the meditation to build the core trust within my root, within my abdomen. I'm going to break my addiction to these past emotions. No one else can do it. I'm going to, and literally, I'm not speaking of something that I didn't do myself. I literally was in India in school and in various villages, and the only way to get to another village was by bus sometimes. And so I used to buy 2 seats so no strange person could sit next to me on those buses, because after a bad experience of sitting on a seat with someone next to me, I bought a big giant stuffed monkey. It was as large as me, and I would buy 2 seats and I would stick this monkey next to me and I would throw a blanket over us. And so you know what I'm talking about, right? I know what I'm talking about. I was like, I know what the village is like. I know how scary it is. I know how much not speaking the language. I know what it's like to be dependent on someone else to communicate and get all the resources and food. Like literally I went to places with dirty water, well water that didn't, so I speak Hindi, but in other regions where they don't speak Hindi, they speak dialects of their own version. There's 250 plus languages in India. I mean, so I'm not just making this up from a standpoint of not understanding where you are. I completely get it. And it's so important to fully get God has got you, Source has got you, to fully trust and break this addiction is your sense of wellness, your sense of oneness, your sense of surrender, your purposefulness, and to make it a repetitive practice. I don't see you for more than a week being by yourself if you start breaking the addiction to the fear of being by yourself. And what that means to me is, in your mind's eye, you're doing the work, you're doing the meditation, you're doing all of it in order to reform yourself. And that what signal your heart puts out to the extended field that you're part of is cohesive. And so someone's schedule falls right into place to being there with you. Whether it's your roommate or it's another trusted individual. It's and I want you to practice saying to yourself, I am prophetic. I am the prophet. What I speak is prophetic. I hope that's translating well in the way that I'm saying it, because it's so important that it not be misunderstood. I'm not saying pathetic, prophetic.
No, I know. I understand.
Okay, awesome. I want to just make sure that comes across so strong, because what you are a master creator. You're connected to God. Everything's energy. This Joe Dispenza, the hologram deck, the higher self, all of those fields, really so important. All of the different chakras and all of the different energies that you are being fully available. And you didn't accidentally wind up in a program with me, right? It's God driven, source driven, whatever our name for that energy that holds everything together.
Right.
Yeah. And so to fully trust that, and within the short period of time, everything that you need to happen is happening, except for this one area where your roommate is leaving. And when you grow stronger than this, it's going to be really extraordinary what comes up for you, my love.
Okay.
Again, I'm going to hold this space for you. So this holding of space is not enough, though. You've got to have the access on the inside to it. What that means is every day for at least a few seconds, to a minute, you've got to go in and you've got to feel like no matter what, you can surrender this and every part of you over to no thing, no space, no time, that you can surrender yourself to pure consciousness.
Okay.
So that's focus, and then pure consciousness. And we've agreed, correct? We've agreed in our energy field that it's going to turn out better than you expected.
Okay.
Okay. Breathe that in. It's so beautiful to breathe that in. So I was thinking back, because a few people fell off the call, and I'm thinking, gosh, I hope people didn't think I was saying pathetic when I was saying prophetic.
It didn't sound like that. It didn't sound like that, Sarah. When you said that, I laughed because it had not crossed my mind.
Okay, that's so funny, because it's so important to me that the correct words translate to you, and that you really get what's juicy and here for you. It's so beautiful. So I'm so glad you're here. And again, you are not alone. The energy, faith, you've done this so many times in so many ways that this is the last little bit.
Okay.
And if I can find a stuffed monkey, I'm going to ship it to you.
Sarah, listen, just a technical question. What is the difference between the Wednesday night class and the Saturday class? And am I supposed to be on both of them, or one of them, or what am I supposed to be doing?
The Wednesday nights, my darling. I noticed that you weren't able to make the Saturdays. And so we are making more time for everyone to be able, there's a new group forming for Wednesdays for the group coaching.
Okay.
And so I'm so happy to bring, and I'm going to extend that invite to anybody that's able to. And I think you said that you're part of the reason why we're moving it to Wednesday nights even more for the new group that's coming in for coaching, and also for us to be able to, wasn't today juicy with the conversations of the energy bodies and the chakras to really
Yes.
bring
Yeah.
wow. And so it'll make for more time that we can communicate and connect. And for Miracle
So it can be either or.
Grace, for you, it can be either or. And so I will
Okay.
make sure you're on the list. And that's for anyone that's in the Saturday group coaching. We can make sure that you're in either Wednesday night or Saturday morning. So
Okay.
I love you
Great.
so much.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you. That was really helpful.
I'm so glad. I love you. So glad you're here.
Mhm.
Bye. Bye for now. And we've got Isabel. Hi, Isabel. Is there something I can answer for you? Hi, Isabel. Wait a minute. Okay. So I think with that, we're going to do a guided meditation. And I'm just going to make sure that I can put it on a setting that everyone's muted. So when we go into this space, so everyone is muted. And so to go ahead and just get yourself comfortable, and we're going to dive in. I'm going to probably turn to the side so that I can concentrate a little bit on the language that I want your body to experience. This is a time for you to really step into your body and to allow yourself to begin focusing on your breath. No one else can do this part for you. It's so important that you allow pure consciousness to connect with you. And there is no wrong way or right way to do this. We're diving into an energy field that lets your chakras, your auric body, your blood, your bones, all of those parts of you fully receive your intention and let go of anything that in the past, in the current moment, or in the future could show up as an obstacle. Deep breathing in so your body knows that you're listening to it, and allowing yourself to breathe as you require to go through this process. This will be available for you on YouTube later, so you'll have access to this. There's no right way or wrong way to do this. Breathing in deeply. If you want to close your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes. Allow yourself to recognize that there's aspects of your body that truly love just listening. They love listening to what you trust. They love listening to the different types of energies that are available for you. There is a part of you that's always listening. Right now, to bring your awareness, to bring your attention, to bring your listening to your breath. Notice the cooler air coming in and the warmed air going out. Every part of you rebuilds itself. Every part of you believes you. Every part of you is precise and caring and tuned in directly. Focusing your mind's eye, focusing your breath on the bottom of your feet. We're starting from the bottom because there's so many steps that your body has taken, and allowing your feet to go into pure consciousness, to allow it to become part of your whole, to allow your feet to begin transitioning into being anything or anywhere at any time. Allow your feet to just melt into the most delicious environment that you can imagine your feet to be part of. This environment, this amazing space, being one with your feet, feeling your feet, your wholeness, the oneness, feeling that energy between your toes, feeling the energy of what you love your feet to be in, the warmth, the joy, the calming vibrations coming up through the base of your feet, into your ankles, into your calves, coming up into your knees. This beautiful, amazing space, moving into your thighs, into your hips, into your root chakra, that part of you that is connected to the earth. This part of you is very discerning. It's so extraordinary what's available for you at your root. Your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, all directed. They have an intelligence of their own. They rebuild themselves. Every part of you renews. Every part of the earth renews. Your body knows how to listen to everything in your environment. It knows how to receive energy from the earth and to communicate what you need from the earth to you. Bringing this in so beautifully and so completely into your root. Everything has been bringing you to this moment where you can truly let go and be one, and yet listen even deeper. Listening to yourself, trusting yourself, carrying the energy of the earth. There is an extraordinary reset that's happening. This reset is your mind's eye, your whole body, your heart, your intention, your letting go, your breath. Every breath is a reset. Moving up through your root. Breathing in to your second chakra. Seeing the energy red from the earth. Everything red. moving all the way through you. You are the colors of the rainbow. Moving into your second chakra, you're feeling and experiencing the red transitioning into orange. Every part of you can create. Every cell replicates itself. Every part of your DNA has a process. This beautiful layers of orange moving through you, around you, where you are simply feeling pleasure, joy, this holiness that the earth feels, feeling completely whole. Breathing that in so beautifully whole. Moving into the second and third chakras completely. You're one with all energy and the energy of pleasure. That which is connected to all consciousness, wholeness, oneness. Moving up into your abdomen, this beautiful, glorious space. So sweet, moving through you. Your whole willpower, your whole energy centers. Moving so beautifully up into your heart. Feeling the red, feeling the orange, feeling the yellow, moving through you. Your body goes where the earth goes. Your body creates from its wholeness pleasure, joy, connection to source, to everything through life. You give your will over to oneness, consciousness, source, earth, God, one. You are a deep listening, no space, no time, no thing. You're able to let go completely. Breathing in deeply, feeling your heart, feeling your oneness with all things. Feeling what beats your heart. Feeling the energy and the source of all green light moving through you, waves of energy, your heart song reset. You are energy, you are love, you are magnetic, you are all the different forms of energy there is. Your listening, your energy can move waves throughout all of your fields. So your heart energy, the one that's already done this and everything that you're here to do to create the miracle you are, the highest version, boldest version, that programming, that space, all of it reset. Waves of love washing over you, waves of friendship, of oneness with your body, with yourself, with all consciousness. feeling and experiencing and fully going into joy. Breathing that in utterly and completely. Up through your heart, into your lungs, into your chest, all the way up through your back, into your arms. Breathing that in fully up through your neck, into your face, out through your crown. Breathe this in fully and completely. The energy of blue, violet, purple, white, gold, moving rapidly through all of you. Every part of you made whole. Every part of you reset. Every part of you juicy, amazing, creative, willed from your highest self, from source energy. Cascades of that moving all the way through. And all the way out through the fields, through the space that you're in, going into absolute complete oneness. You're able to listen and relax your body and listen. Full relaxation, connection, wholeness, oneness, transcendent experiences cascading through you. Being made complete and whole all the way throughout Earth, throughout the moon, throughout the sun, staying and flowing as far as your being will take you. Contact, connection, the higher self, oneness, no thing, everything, source, moving, complete, wholeness, contact, connect, connection, permission, clear mind, consciousness, open heart, relaxed being, oneness. Breathing in so fully, oneness, oneness, consciousness, connect, 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 connection, coming back through the sun, coming back through the earth and the moon, making its way complete and beautifully down through this region, coming towards the earth, coming towards you, you completely connected, made whole, contact, coming in through the crown, through the top of your head, white, light, sourced, connected, resourced, through your highest oneness, ultimate conscious self, pouring in to your hair follicles, into your brain, into all the matter that you are, into your eyes, into your face, into your nose, made whole, moving through your neck, into your throat, down through your shoulders, feeling all of that energy, feeling the surge, feeling your oneness moving through your elbows, your forearms, your hands, being made fully whole, coming down into your back, down into your chest, breathing in deeply, full, deep breathing into your chest. Open channels all the way in, flooding into your blood, into your heart, everything recreated, oneness, wholeness, moving through your body, into your organs, through your back, into your belly, clear mind, open heart, relaxed being, moving all the way down through your legs, into your ankles, into your feet. And when you're ready, go ahead and begin wiggling your toes. Begin moving your ankles. Begin feeling that aliveness, that wholeness in your calves, your knees, your thighs, your belly. Relaxed being into your heart, into your throat, into your face. And when you're ready, fully receive the light with your eyes open. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful we could do that together. What a great time. Thank you so much. I'm going to unmute everybody just for a second. If there's anything that you want to add, please go ahead and add it. And we want to check in. How are you?
Thank you, Sarah. That was wonderful.
Oh, you're so welcome. So glad that you're here. Anything else you want to add?
That's great. Really powerful.
Beautiful. I'm so grateful you're here, and I look forward to our next time together. So next Wednesday at 6, we will do this again at 6 to 8 p.m. and you will get a replay of this. And I'm not sure if everyone realizes much of this is private, and so you're sent links, but not so it's private links. I just want you to know that, as well as it's recorded. And I'm so glad that you guys are part of this program, and I love you guys so much. I will see you next Wednesday, if not Saturday.
Bye, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. You're so welcome. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.